Nowadays, if you see a red plate car in Singapore, you can point at it and say, hey, there's a Facebook. Here's why. So, take a walk in Singapore, and I bet that you will see more people using Discman to listen to Jay Chou than red plate cars. But like Discman, they still exist, just that they are rare. But why leh? Before that, you need to know about its history. Do you know that as you watch this, the red plate car scheme is exactly 30 years old now? Yeah, back in May 1994, the red plate scheme was introduced. Back then, it was easy to spot the plates are red. You see, the colors of car plates in Singapore aren't for cosmetics. They serve different functions. For example, for a normal car, there are two types. The first is a white font with a black background. The second is a black font with a white background in the front and yellow background at the back. The second type is mainly for plates that are made of reflective materials. Car owners cannot make it pink just because they are fans of Barbie. So if your car is red plate, it will be very obvious. So here's the thing. As the 1980s approached, people in Singapore started to get richer and they bought more cars. Back then, it was increasing at 12% per year. So if nothing is being done, there might be more cars than TikTok videos in Singapore. So the government took two measures, introducing COE and also having what was known as the Area Licensing Scheme, which later became ERP. Then in May 1994, they came out with yet another creative idea, the Weekend Car Scheme. It has its own COE. The goal is to reduce congestion during peak hours. For the Weekend Car Scheme, the car can only be driven from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. on weekdays, after 3 p.m. on Saturdays, and all days on Sundays and public holidays. That was then replaced by the Off-Peak Car Scheme in October 1994, which is quite similar to the Weekend Car Scheme, except that there is no longer a separate COE. These cars have red plates, and if drivers want to drive them during restricted hours, they'll have to buy a day pass for $20. With that, car buyers receive an upfront rebate of $17,000 when purchasing the car, as well as an $800 flat discount on annual road tax subject to a minimum road tax payment of $50. As you can see, that was quite effective because in, say, October 1995, the COE was about $18,000 for small cars. So you're essentially paying $1,000 for a COE with the rebate. Then, in 25th January 2010, about 5 years after 5-day work week becomes the norm in the public sector and solely in the private sector, it was revised to become the revised Off-Peak Car Scheme. From then on, you can drive your off-peak cars on all day on Saturday and the eve of 5 major public holidays: New Year, Lunar New Year, Hari Raya Puasa, Deepavali, and Christmas, with just a slight adjustment to the rebates. It worked a little but died off soon. When it was first introduced, over 5,300 cars joined the scheme within 9 months. In 2010, 8% of the cars registered were off-peak cars, at the peak of 50,040. But slowly, the trend stream where COE prices started to explode from an average of about 32k in 2010 to like about 60k in 2015 for small cars. For info, it's like 94k now. I mean, think about it. If you deduct $17,000 in 2010, you're saving about 53% of the COE payable. But in 2015, for the same car, you just save 28%. As time goes on, COE prices never drop. So in the first 7 months of 2022, only 0.74% of cars registered were off-peak cars, compared 8% to 0.74%. That is an decrease of a lot. In November 2023, an MP therefore asked the Transport Minister if they will be revising the scheme, and the Ministry of Transport just said that they will continue to conduct regular reviews of the ROPC scheme and introduce more options if necessary to meet the transport needs of Singaporeans. But let's face it, the OPC is really like Facebook. It used to be popular, but now some people still use it. Many have moved to other options already. For example, people are moving to TikTok, or Instagram, or Telegram. Similarly, people are moving to car sharing or private hire. So if you see one nowadays, it's like you seeing someone using Facebook in the train. Now, if you did learn something, consider subscribing. I also watch this video to be slightly smarter.